Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick, where my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the 9 best ways to bulletproof your immune system. And hey, with everything going on in the world right now with the coronavirus, everybody's nervous about it. I want to put you at ease. And in fact, go back and watch one of my previous videos I did on the coronavirus. And my feelings about it haven't changed, but I want to make sure I put you at ease and give you the best ways to absolutely bulletproof your immune system that are foolproof. And hey, that's why I'm wearing the Superman shirt, because I want your bodies to be superhuman so you can fight this better. Anyway, guys, if you like the information, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that little bell notification so you're notified anytime I do a video. So let's dive on in. We're going to do this in reverse order from 9 down to 1, okay? Now, first thing I want to talk about are things that you could be doing that are damaging your immune system, because hey, if I give you the things that boost your immune system and you're still doing some of this other stuff, then it's not going to work out too well. So let's talk about the things that you could be doing that are absolutely trashing and damaging your immune system. Well, number 1 is going to be things like processed sugar. It is a fact, research has shown it, that processed sugar downregulates your body's immune system. So if you're eating refined carbohydrates or sugar itself, you are absolutely destroying the capacity of your immune system to fight anything, guys. So get off the sugars. And if you're doing keto, then this is the way it works best, because on a keto diet, of course, you know you're lowering your sugars right off the bat. Number 2 with this is get off the bad fats. Now, if you're on keto, some of you might be using these bad fats, and I'm talking about your vegetable oils. Your vegetable oils, your canola oil, safflower, sunflower, just your straight up vegetable, Wesson oil, things like that are made up of a lot of omega-6 fats, and these are not very good fats. They have a lot of dangerous chemicals that they use to make these oils. They're industrial oils, and they tend to cause a lot of inflammation in the body, and inflammation will absolutely destroy your immune system also. When it talks about things like lack of sleep and stress, those create all kinds of havoc. You will downregulate your immune system if you're not getting enough sleep. That's when your body recharges. We're going to talk about that in just a little while, but also to stress. Stress is going to create tons and tons of cortisol, which is going to destroy your immune system. And you know it. A lot of you guys maybe have corporate jobs, things like that, and you start to head into the heavier time of the season with your work, and next thing you know, you're getting sick because you're not getting enough sleep and you're stressed out of your minds. And last but not least, toxins. When you look at toxins, anything from cigarette smoke to cleaning chemicals to drugs. And now I know you're thinking, well, my doctor gave me drugs. They've got to be okay. What are you talking about, drugs? Drugs are chemicals to the body. They are a poison. Whether you realize it or not, they are a poison to your body. It's just that the relative dose, the dosage that you take, may cause your symptoms to go away. Okay, that's a benefit for that, of course, but at the same time, it is a poison to your body. If you want to, see if you can prove me wrong, take too much of it and see how you do. Now, I'm not encouraging that. I don't want you to do that at all. But if you take too much of it or too many of it, you see all the time people dying because of polypharmacia, which means too much drugs. So how do we build a bulletproof immune system? Well, you have to start doing the things that actually build up your immune system. But first, I want you to think of your body like a fortress, because that's really what it is. Your body is designed to be healthy and well. Sickness and disease is not normal. Your body is designed by God to be ultimately healthy. So if you think of your body like a fortress and realize we have multiple systems in place that fight disease, fight bacteria, fight viruses, even the coronavirus, even Ebola. So think of it this way. If you have a fortress like this, well, it's pretty thick, right? You have 6-foot thick walls. Maybe they're all cement. Maybe they're all, stone, whatever it may be. You have alligators in the moat. You've got to cross through that moat hoping the alligators don't eat you. You've got a drawbridge. The drawbridge is, of course, keeping the gate closed so you can't even get in that way. You've got guys at the top with maybe flaming arrows shooting them down at you. There's people in there with big, rock launchers that'll launch rocks over the wall at you. So there's a lot of things going on here that prevent you from breaching this fortress. But how do you breach it? One thing you do is, if the alligators aren't there, maybe the moat dried up and they said, hey, let's go find some water somewhere else. Maybe the drawbridge broke, the maintenance guy wasn't working on it, now it's always down. The guys at the top, they're asleep, they're just lazy, and they've just been drinking too much, so they're not even watching what's happening. Well, when all this is happening, now the fortress is very susceptible. Now it's very breachable. You can get in very easily. Well, your body's the same way. If you don't do these 9 things I'm talking about, and there's others, but these are the top 9 that I believe will help your body be supercharged and turbocharged and bulletproof for success. If you're not doing these things, and you're leaving your body very vulnerable for attack by microorganisms, by bacteria, by viruses. And one thing I want to say about these things, bacteria, viruses, microorganisms, they're not very strong, guys. These things are not these evil things that are lurking around every corner ready to jump out at you. That's really not how it works. Your body has to be susceptible, and we see that, right? A lot of things you're seeing on the news right now concerning the coronaviruses, it's the elderly that are getting it. It's the people who have compromised immune systems, or they're very young. People like that, people who have respiratory illnesses already, those are the ones that are highest at risk. So if you take care of yourself and do the things I'm talking about, you will have your best chance of fighting this, all right? So let's go ahead. First thing I want to talk about is the components of your immune system, because that's very, very important to understand that. So your immune system is made up of white blood cells, and we know that. White blood cells are made in the bone marrow, and their job is to send out all kinds of attack cells and killer cells. There's so many cells that they have in their arsenal. They're basically like special forces or special ops. These are the Navy SEALs of your body. So when they go around, they can stab bacteria, they can engulf it, they can eat it, they have poisons and toxins that can take it out. So there's a lot of ways that this can happen with just white blood cells alone. And of course your antibodies are your body's way of remembering what it fought before, now it's going to fight it again, so it doesn't have to think, it just knows automatically, just spring right into place and to bring out the forces that it used once before. So if you're exposed to that same bacteria or virus, it knows how to fight it again the second time. Your complementary immune system, that's just a system that helps everything else work better, right? So that's very simple. Lymphatic system, well, your lymphatic system is your body's garbage dump, and it's basically a sewer system for your body. So you know your lymph nodes start to swell up when you're exposed to things, and that's because your body's trying to get all this trash and all this junk out. Things like your spleen filters your blood and helps fight bacteria. Your thymus gland, well, that helps you fight cancer, right? That's right behind your sternum, your breastbone right here, and that helps your body fight cancer. And your bone marrow, of course, makes more white blood cells. You need that, so that way your body has plenty of fighters to get out there and fight the good fight. Number 9 is vitamin C. Well, vitamin C, of course, is going to be on this list because it is such a powerful antioxidant. It is known to boost the immune system. It's known to increase white blood cells. Now, I'm not going to get into this one so much because everybody knows about vitamin C. But if you're on a regular dose, you're going to take about 1,000 milligrams a couple to a few times a day. But if you're exposed to something, or you think you are, or you're starting to show signs and symptoms, then I would up it to about 4,000 milligrams and do that maybe a couple of times a day, once, twice, see how it works for you. But vitamin C is something you absolutely want to have in your arsenal when it comes to turbocharging and bulletproofing your immune system. Number 8 is vitamin D3. Now, vitamin D3 works best with vitamin K2, so you want to make sure you get a supplement that has them both combined. But vitamin D is a very, very powerful vitamin. In fact, it's really more like a hormone or a pre-hormone rather than a vitamin, but it's been shown to absolutely boost your immune system. Vitamin D can help modulate the innate and adaptive immune responses. Well, your innate system, your body, think about this. When you cut yourself, you don't have to think about it. Your body just knows what to do. If you cut your finger, your body knows how to heal it. If you need more thyroid hormone, your body knows how to do that. That's your body's innate system. We call it God. God within, that's your innate system. That knows exactly what to do. So this helps to modulate that system. Not only that, decreased vitamin D is associated with increased autoimmunity and infection. So you want to make sure you're not deficient in vitamin D. I found that I was, so you may want to go to blood test to see if you are, but I was deficient in vitamin D, so now I take about 4,000 IUs or international units every single day. The sun is the best way to get it, but a lot of you maybe live in parts of the world where you can't get the sun, or the time of the year, maybe it's winter, or maybe your clothing, your style of clothing doesn't allow you to get enough skin exposure to the sun. So if that's the case, you want to make sure that you get about 4,000 IUs a day in supplement form, preferably raw, and get that also with vitamin K2, and you'll make sure you've got the best benefits of fighting even cancer. Vitamin D has been linked to being able to fight cancer better. So this is a rock star when it comes to immune system fighters. Number 7 is herbs. Now, things like garlic, echinacea, ginger, oregano, these are all great things that help boost your body's immune system. In fact, garlic is one of the best antibacterials there are. When our patients come in and we're adjusting them, their upper neck to help with the ear infections and things like that, we also may recommend that they take some garlic oil and put drops of that within their ear. So garlic is a fantastic antibacterial along with many of these others. So you start incorporating those into your diet. Also, too, some of them come in oil form, like essential oils, like oregano can come in that form. So try it out that way. It's a lot more potent. Number 6 is eat real food. Stop eating junk. Make sure you're getting whole foods, okay? So make sure you're getting organic. Your body, if you're trying to fight the pesticides that come with inorganic food, then your body's fighting a second fight. So, and by the way, once again, I've talked about this on many of my videos. If you can't get organic, please don't stress about it. Some of you have told me, hey, Dr. Nick, it's not within my budget to get organic, so is it even worthwhile? Of course it is. Add lots of your veggies into your diet. Even if they're not organic, you're going to benefit from it. Make sure you're getting, once again, whole foods. I'm not a big fan of just, taking blanket amounts of multivitamins when you need to get it in your whole foods. The problem is so many of the whole foods today are not organic, and as a result they tend not to have all the nutrients in it because organic farmers can't be using chemicals to get their crops to grow. So as a result, they have to make sure the soil is fertile, and it typically has over 50 different vitamins and minerals in it. Okay? People who are non-organic farmers, they're typically using only 3 of those, chemicals or minerals, and that's why you get incomplete foods when you're eating non-organic vegetables. Once again, if that's all you can do, then do that by any means. Bone broth, fantastic for gut health. Processed foods, stay away from those. We talked about those early and how dangerous they are and how they really are like a faux food, a frankenfood. Your body doesn't even know how to digest it. Inflammatory foods. A lot of your processed foods, your refined carbohydrates, are inflammatory. So you want to stay away from that because inflammation in the body is a major cause of disease. And of course, like I said earlier, stay away from sugars because sugars will downregulate your body's immune system, causing it to get sicker. I mean, every time you take in sugars, it's almost like your immune system gets shut off figuratively. Number 5, take care of your gut, your microbiome. Researchers say that up to 70% of your immune system is in your gut, so you want to make sure you have healthy gut bacteria. So that means eating things like kimchi, kefir, yogurt, sauerkraut, fermented vegetables, pickles, all these different things have the probiotics your body needs to make sure that you have safe and healthy guts. So, also, to make sure you're diverse. So many of you eat only certain amounts of fermented foods or certain types, and you don't get enough diversity in your gut. You want to make sure that you have about 85% healthy bacteria and about 15% non-healthy bacteria. That's about as out of proportion as you want to be. So make sure you're eating plenty of probiotics in vegetable form, so that way you get your prebiotics. Don't just take it in capsule. Okay, just don't do that. If you have to, then great, do that. But if you can get it in whole foods form, like I talked about earlier, it's going to be your best bet. Number 4 is meditation. And I will tell you what, this will be one of the best things that you can ever do. I like to say meditation is when God is speaking to you, all right? When you speak to God, that's prayer. But when God's speaking to you, that's meditation. And really what meditation's about is calming your mind so that you're not hearing a lot of external noise. You're not hearing all the songs that play in your head like I experience a lot. It's really when you calm your mind and just listen to the sound of water, your air conditioner, or really anything else, or listen to nothing. It's very quiet. One day I got in my truck and I was sitting there and just realizing how quiet it was in the truck, and this may be a great place to meditate. Not while I'm driving, of course, but when I'm sitting there maybe in the garage or something. But anyway, meditation's a great thing to do because it's a fabulous way to relax, take the stress off your body. So meditation can lower symptoms of the flu as much as 40 to 50%. It's also been shown to decrease the severity of the flu. So you want to avoid the flu, you want to avoid the coronavirus, meditate. Give your body some time to take a break and relax. And one thing I like to do is put on a YouTube video. And a lot of times you can go on YouTube and search for 528 hertz. They say it's the healing power of God. I like to think that. So go ahead and put that on and just have that playing in the background. It's a very beautiful frequency. A lot of times they'll put it to very classical music and just have that playing as a background sound, maybe as white noise. And I think you'll find it very relaxing. But meditation is something you definitely want to add to your everyday routine. I like to do it first thing in the morning so that way I start off my day just turbocharged. And number 3 is sleep. This is something that, I tell you what, when you go without it, you'll know exactly what it feels like to just be sleep deprived and feel like you're just not firing right. Your brain's not working right, your energy's not right, you're just off all day long, is when you don't get enough sleep. And ladies, you know that better than anybody. Once you've had a child, a newborn baby, and you're not getting enough sleep, I can tell you what, my wife is a classic example. When she doesn't get enough sleep, she's not as nice as she normally is. But shh, don't tell her that. Anyway, sorry, honey. But anyway, sleep is something you need. It has been shown to improve the immune system, helps body heal itself. One thing is when you go to sleep at night, that's when your body secretes growth hormone, and that's when your body starts to heal and repair. Another thing it does too is all day long, your brain is making glutamate, and glutamate is a neurotransmitter. Just like if you're doing a workout and you start to build up that lactic acid in your muscles, after a while you fatigue because that lactic acid is basically covering the end plates where the nerves will touch and synapse the muscle. So you want to remove that acid. Same thing in your brain. If you don't give your body time to relax at night and sleep and get that glutamate out of your brain, you wake up very fatigued the next day. Other things too, it improves performance, makes you more alert, sharpens your attention, boosts creativity, improves memory. Of course, one thing that most people don't realize it can do is actually extend your lifespan. It's been proven that people that don't get enough sleep tend to not live as long as people that do get more sleep. It reduces stress, of course, and this is another bonus. If you're trying to lose weight, you will lose more weight by getting more sleep. In fact, one of my previous videos I talked about that, how when you get more sleep, you actually lose weight. I like to say that when I go to sleep, my body's burning fat, and a lot of times when you're on a keto diet, that's exactly what it's doing. So get your sleep. And number 2, we're winding it down, is exercise. Now, on a lot of my previous videos, I talked about doing high intensity training. I'm not talking about that here. I'm just talking about getting out and moving, maybe power walking, just lifting some light weights. If you want to do high intensity interval training, hey, more power to you. But this doesn't require that. I just want you moving, because when you're moving, your body is flushing out bacteria and toxins and viruses right out of your lungs and breathing airways. So this is a great way to just basically get that all up and out, kind of get the dust out. It could also cause white blood cells and their antibodies to circulate faster. So you need white blood cells. Like I talked about before, there's killer cells and T cells, T lymphocytes, and all these different attack cells that go around your body like special forces, special ops, and the antibodies too. And these move around much, much faster when your body's in an exercise state. Increases temperature, which helps fight bacteria. Hey, we all know that when you want to kill off bacteria, you increase temperature. That's why you cook chicken, right? You don't want salmonella poisoning. So one thing that happens is when you cook the chicken or cook any food, you kill off the bacteria. Well, that's what our body does when we get a fever. So fever, just for FYI, fever is a good thing, so don't try to get rid of it. Don't give your child Tylenol or anything like that. If you're concerned about a fever and it gets too high, just put them in a lukewarm bath. It's the best thing you can do just to bring their body temperature down. Maybe put a nice cool towel on top of their forehead, under their arms and their armpit area, maybe between their thighs, just to cool those areas down, or like I said, just put them in a lukewarm bath. But fever is a good thing. Well, it turns out that exercise helps fight bacteria because it elevates your temperature and it lowers stress hormones. You all know that. In fact, one of the best things for patients who are depressed is to go for walks. One of the best things, it's better than 2 antidepressants, research shows, is when you get out and move your body. And that's one of the things. We're designed to move, guys. God created our bodies to move. And yet, what are we doing? We're just sitting there at a computer desk doing this kind of thing. And that's the only exercise we're getting. So if you're not moving, your body's not creating that pump between your brain and your sacrum. Your sacrum is where your tailbone is. You need that cerebral spinal fluid pumping and moving and muscular movement. All of this creates a happy, healthier body. And number 1 is chiropractic care. Now, don't tune out. Don't say, hey, wait, I don't know if I believe in that. I'm going to give you some neuroscience to prove what I'm talking about. And hey, if you don't want to believe in chiropractic, that's okay. But for those of you who do, you know the benefits of it and you know what I'm talking about here. But chiropractic care will absolutely help boost your immune system because of one particular nerve. Now, there's a lot of different nerves that it helps too, but one particular nerve called your vagus nerve. And your vagus nerve is basically your wandering nerve, which means it can go to all the different systems of the body, and it starts right here, right behind your ear. That nerve travels down from there, right over here, travels down from here, all the way down to all the different organ systems of your body. So this nerve innervates many of the different systems. You can see here, innervates all organs of the immune system. So the nerve that starts in your neck, called the vagus nerve, innervates the thymus, the spleen, liver, lymph nodes, and lungs. So all the organs I was talking about earlier that are part of your complementary and part of your immune system are all innervated, all controlled by this vagus nerve that I'm talking about. Controls inflammation and release of cytokines and TNF, tumor necrosis factor. So when your body has inflammation, these cytokines are released. So also reads the microbiome and detects pathogenic versus non-pathogenic bacteria. Guys, as I said before, 70% of your immune system is in your gut, So you want to make sure that your body is reading exactly the right ratio and the right amounts of types of bacteria that you have in your gut. And that's what the vagus nerve can do. It plays a critical role in killing mold, bacteria, and parasites in your gut. So the list goes on and on of the benefits that this has on your gut area. Decreases blood pressure. I see this time and time again. Patients come in with high blood pressure or even heart arrhythmias, and I make an adjustment right to here, that top bone in their neck, which happens to look like this. This top bone sits right here, right at the base of your skull, right over here. And when that bone gets shifted out of alignment, it actually puts pressure on your brainstem, but also to the vagus nerve. It's affected. So when I make an adjustment there, not only do ear infections clear up, migraine headaches, sinus problems, allergies, tonsils, adenoids, but also too, it can lower your blood pressure dramatically. I used to have a patient, many patients in fact, that wear a heart monitor, and they would watch right on their heart monitor. They would see their blood pressure drop or their pulse drop right before their eyes as I made the adjustment. So it's very powerful. And how does that work? Because the pressure on that nerve shuts down or alters the function of where that nerve is controlling. And if it's controlling your heart, it's going to alter that. But like I said, it also controls your immune system. Extremely effective in treating depression. We see that a lot. I make an adjustment to that area, all of a sudden a patient might start crying. And I'm like, when it first happened, I was like, what's going on? Are you okay? And the patients would say, oh my God, I feel amazing. I don't know why I'm crying right now, but I feel amazing. Because it's that release of pressure on their brainstem that many times it's taken out a migraine headache or any kind of headache they might have. Also too, decreases migraines and epileptic seizures. We see this time and time again. Our patients with seizures, one thing we always recommend is we put them on the ketogenic diet. Something else we do is called neurofeedback, and I've done videos on that too. But also adjustments to the brainstem area right here where that vagus nerve is will take care of that. Now, like I said, there's lots of research with this. Brain surgeon Kevin Tracy said this in Scientific American magazine in an article entitled Electric Cures. Simple reflex circuits harmonize the activity of individual organs so that you don't have to consciously plan the minute actions that keep your body functioning efficiently. I hypothesize that they might hold the key to identifying the reflex circuit for the immune system. And I'm telling you, I see this all the time. Vagus nerve controls so many different organs and so many different functions in your body that when you make adjustments and you make sure that those nerves are functioning properly, miracles happen in the body, including miracles to the immune system. Now, one thing that they're talking about in this article is that they wanted to get away from using drugs because drugs would obviously have side effects. So they said, hey, you know what? Why don't we try stimulating the nerves in the body? That way we can create the same effect that the drugs do. And I'm thinking that's pretty brilliant. Chiropractors have only been doing that for 120 or so years. But they came up with the same idea that we did, that stimulating the nerve or affecting that nerve function will then affect organs down below. And that's exactly what they found. He also said this, results so far suggest that these approaches will help treat disorders including rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease, multiple sclerosis, and perhaps even diabetes and cancer. And I could tell you, Dr. Tracy, I see that in my office all the time. Patients with diabetes, I make an adjustment to this area or anywhere in their spine. Next thing you know, their blood sugar starts to drop. We see patients with seizures. We see patients with bowel disorders. You make adjustments to their low back, correct the nerve flow to their bowels, and next thing you know, those things clear up. Or patients who have menstrual problems, menstrual irregularities, maybe ovarian cysts, maybe uterine fibroids, whatever it may be. You start to make adjustments to those areas, and this actually takes over. The nerve system takes over, the body's innate wisdom, and changes start to happen. So the most important thing you can do, if I haven't beat this up enough, is to make sure your nerve system is clear, because your nerve system is what controls your immune system, and your immune system is what controls how well your body heals and functions, how well your body fights disease. Well, there you have it, guys. The 9 best ways to bulletproof your immune system so that you can fight the coronavirus or any virus or bacteria that comes along. So guys, before you go, make sure you watch my other videos. If you like this one, you're gonna love those too. This is Dr. Nick. Have a blessed day. I love and appreciate you. Bye-bye.